when you're pushing really hard on a set and you have to use the bathroom really bad. And so you run to the bathroom and some girl in the next stall is taking a big fat deuce. And you're literally throwing up in your mouth.
Okay, so today we've got more gym birds who love themselves with no gym ethics.
Yeah, commercial gyms are so annoying because you don't know who you're gonna have to deal with that day, you know? I hate when I'm doing a set and then I just have somebody coming up to me every 5 seconds and they're like, how many sets do you have left? How many sets do you have left? It's like, can I just work out in peace? Mm-hmm. And
I know exactly what you mean. Working out and having someone ask you, how many sets do you have left? How many sets do you I know exactly what you mean.
These girls are complaining about commercial gyms like there isn't an option to go to a private, more exclusive studio type gym. Sure, you'll pay more money for the membership, but that's the cost when there is less total members. Business 101. If you want to have a gym membership for $9.99 or $29.99, be prepared for there to be 5,000, 10,000 or even 15,000 members at that gym. And that's for the business model to barely even break even. In fact, commercial gyms depend on you not showing up, yet still paying your membership, because if everyone's showing up, then everyone will be asking, how many sets have you got left? This is what it'd look like. So stop complaining on your crappy period menopausal podcast and pay more to go to a private gym. Even in my gym, which is a 3,000 square foot private personal training facility with 2 floors, we've got 15 personal trainers who train the clients one-on-one, and there's never any more than 7 to 9 personal trainers in at one time. Yet we still have to share equipment every now and then, despite us having more than enough equipment and more than enough space. It's just there will always be an overlap in clients' programs, and it's the same with gym members. You're always going to be clashing. And if you really don't like it, then how about you spend a few grand and get your own home gym set up? Maybe it's because you secretly like the attention from all the men in the gym you go to. I can pretty much guess that's the case by looking at the type of content that you post. It's almost kind of like they imply that the guys are creeps by asking how many sets they've got left.
If someone's working out, I think it's okay to stare, but to go beyond staring like 10 seconds, it's like either they want a confrontation, or I know some people might say, oh, she's watching how you're working out. But the majority of the time with our confrontations, that hasn't happened with us.
They say that people stare for longer than 10 seconds. Yeah, that's probably an exaggeration. We know from these videos that we've featured on the channel before, where women are catching gym creeps looking at them. For the most part, the men look over for maybe a couple of seconds at most. And then usually when you look back at someone, they look away. Also, you don't know if that fella is watching you to study your technique, and because he's never seen that exercise before, maybe he's trying to learn. Look, I don't want to say it, but we're all thinking it. Maybe it's just because you're fit, and that's why he's looking. You're dressing in skimpy outfits with your ass popping out and your cleavage popping out. Men are going to look, and I always say it, if a man comes in and he's in boss shape and he's jacked and he looks good and he's wearing a vest, women are going to look at him and look at his delts and his chest. Just the way it is. Now, of course, there is a difference between having a little look and being an absolute perv about it. You still have to be respectful. Of course, I'm going to look at a girl, but I'm not going to be like, proper getting off on it. Have a little look-see and then move on. I'm not going to let her catch me looking. I don't want to end up featured in one of these TikToks, especially when I'm famous with 100,000 or 1 million subscribers. I can see the headlines now. Shaun Jones, gym creep, perving on girls in the gym, caught in latest TikTok. That'd be a scandal, and then I'd get the Tate treatment. Everyone would come back to these videos, chop it up. Next thing, I'm on the news getting interviewed by Piers Morgan, having to explain why I said in this video, oh, she's fit, isn't she? I'm going to have a little look, yeah? Anyway, I've had it happen a few times to me. When a girl or a lad looks at me, I just keep myself to myself, even if they stare. Sometimes I'll go as far as smiling or saying hello, especially if it's in a non-intimidating manner. But for the most part, when people stare, it could just be because they're trying to learn.
Like, I had this guy today, and he was like, how many sets do you have left? And I said, I have 1 set, but the set that I had, it was like 50 reps. Mm-hmm. So I had to, I had to finish it. But he just waited there and the whole time right in front of me while I was doing my 50 reps.
Yeah.
Like, it's not my fault that I had to finish it.
Right.
No wonder they're asking how many sets you've got left. You just said that you're doing sets of 50 reps in between resting, playing on your phone, taking selfies. Your 3 to 5 sets of 50 are probably going to take about 10 to 15 minutes to complete. You're probably taking ages. If I ask a girl, excuse me, how many sets have you got left? And they tell me it's going to be 50. In my head, I'll be thinking there's no point doing 50 reps because anything past 30 reps, we know from the research, isn't really effective. Quick side note, if you want to learn the science of how to build muscle naturally and overcome your hard gainer, slow responding genetics, check out my Natural Physique Academy down below. Back to the video. So if someone tells me it's the last set and they've got 50 reps, I'm going to stay close to the machine so no one else jumps in before me. If I walk off, someone else could take it. So yeah, it is a little bit awkward, but I'm going to have to stand there, aren't I? This all kicked off and gained popularity when Joey Swoll called them out.
So if commercial gyms are so annoying, spend the money, go to a private gym. But guess what? There's still people there. It's still a shared space with shared equipment. People are still going to ask you how many sets you have left. They pay the same gym membership that you do to use that same equipment. You don't own it. To post a video like this, to act like this is the worst thing you could do to somebody in the gym, really? You need to do better.
Now, rather than just apologising or even giving their side of the story, they deleted the TikTok because of the backlash, but then uploaded an Instagram story of the mum saying this.
You need to do better. Mind your own business.
Getting the mum involved in their own beefs, just weird. Doesn't really make them come across any better. They could have just uploaded the post and just explained themselves and just being like, look, I apologise everyone, didn't mean it to come across like this. I was just frustrated in the gym the other day because it was really busy and I was due on my period and I was just having a little bit of a manic episode. There you go. Move on with life. So someone commented this. Y'all got some nasty personalities, entitled as and not to mention using your dirty mother to hide behind. The dirty mother. So they replied with this. Another beta male, hop off the bandwagon. No one's apologising for saying they find it annoying when people keep asking and rushing you about how many sets you have left. P.S. I feel bad for your mental health that you type so much filth out of your heart to talk about someone's mother. It only hurts you in the end, bro. So I guess by me making this video, I am now hopping on the bandwagon. If they see this video, they might call me a beta male too. I'm no beta male, so don't comment that. Otherwise, the Shaun Jones army is gonna come for you. I'm a YouTuber now, watch out. I'm only messing, I'm only joking. Girls, look, if you are watching this, it's not really a big deal. Your podcast, it wasn't really that bad. I understand what you're saying. Can be a little bit frustrating being in the gym and it's absolutely rammed and you just want to get your set done and you got people asking you, but it's not exclusive to you. It happens to everyone. What more so makes it worse is just doubling down on it, really. I understand it hurts the ego and it hurts the pride, apologising, but I'm a firm believer in kind of just owning up and taking responsibility and apologising where you need to. Maybe you girls really don't feel like you need to apologise, which is fine. We're all entitled to our own opinions. So that's all I'm saying. Genuine advice. At the end of the day, where all this comes from is just that we don't really want to promote a toxic gym culture. You girls have obviously been training quite a while. You got good physiques, you got a good amount of muscle, but there's a lot of men and women out there who are nervous to start the gym, who might be watching your podcast for a little bit of inspiration, and you have to be careful with your wording a little bit. I hate to say it because, listen, I do brash content as well, but I'll also make sure to layer it with the positive stuff too. Okay, who am I to listen to? You girls do whatever you want. What do you guys think of this? Should they apologise or not? Does it do your head in when people ask you how many sets you've got left and then they're standing there waiting right in front of you? Comment down below, let me know your gym stories. Like the video. Hey, a nice one for the 40,000 subscribers. Appreciate you all. See you tomorrow.